My name is Alex Turner, and I've been ice-guyed into a book, staring at the lavishly decorated confession spot. With the heroine approaching me with a cold expression, I instead turned to the side and presented 99 roses to the supporting character, confessing my love deeply. It was just a panic move to pick someone at random, but who knew she'd turn out to be a total yandere. That very night, she dragged me to bed, and we went at it all night long. You started this, so don't even think about escaping for the rest of your life. My muddled brain finally sorted itself out, taking in the unfamiliar scene around me, as a flood of sudden memories left me reeling right there. I'd actually been transported into a book, some trashy regret romance written by who knows what idiot. The original male lead fell head over heels for the heroine, Emily Harper, at first sight, but she just treated him like a personal assistant, stringing him along with 5 years of devoted care until her old flame returned from abroad. After a bunch of heartbreaking drama, the male lead limped away with a busted body, taking a $5 million breakup fee and getting the hell out, only for the heroine to chase after him in regret like some crematorium scene, while he ended up with a second female lead in a cliché ending. And right now, it was the moment where the male lead, that's me, was about to make his 99th confession to Emily Harper. I'd spent every last dime setting up this confession spot with 99 red roses to show my sincerity to the heroine. And Emily Harper was already visible in the distance. This time, she'd accepted the original guy's confession, kicking off the whole cycle of emotional and physical torment. With about 2 minutes before Emily Harper arrived, I clutched the roses and scanned the crowd frantically, my eyes lighting up when they landed on a woman in the corner with her head down. Sophia Reed, the book's supporting female character. She'd been picked up by the male lead as a kid and grew up with him, deeply in love with him all along. It wasn't until the male lead was broken and disillusioned that they finally got together. Screw that. I just skipped the whole book's worth of detours. I pushed through the crowd, strode right up, and thrust the roses in front of Sophia Reed. Sophia, I like you. Will you be my girlfriend? The friends I'd hired to hype up the atmosphere were stunned silent, unsure whether to cheer or not. But Sophia Reed's face turned beet red, practically steaming like she was about to blow. Brother, don't joke around. Seeing her eyes dart away and her words stumble out, a pang of sympathy hit me. This woman who'd always called me brother, but secretly lusted after me. Beneath that pretty, innocent exterior was a total hopeless romantic. After growing up and reuniting with her wealthy birth parents, she'd even used family resources to help the heroine, just to make the male lead happy. Looks like dating someone with that kind of devotion is the real deal, pure bliss. You silly girl, I'm sorry. I only just realized that it's always been you I liked. Can you forgive me for being so clueless before? To chase Emily Harper, the male lead had distanced himself from Sophia Reed since college, ignoring her for a solid 4 years. But she kept protecting him from the shadows, never abandoning him. My mission now was to ditch the whole tug-of-war with the heroine and let her deal with her love-hate drama with the second male lead. None of that had anything to do with me anymore. Sophia Reed stood there dazed and at a loss, but her eyes darkened in a way that sent a chill down my spine. Are you serious? Her voice trembled faintly, her eyes turning a bit bloodshot. Of course, I'd never lie to you. I said it solemnly, catching Emily Harper out of the corner of my eye as she arrived, staring at us in shock. Alex, what the hell do you mean by this? It wasn't hard to hear the anger in Emily Harper's tone. She was the spoiled daughter of the Harper family. She'd never been humiliated like this. I'd been the one to tip her off to come here, and she'd even dressed up nice, planning to accept my confession, only to walk into this scene. I'm just showing you my confession, like you wanted. Didn't you say last time that we could be friends? I said it casually. Last confession, she'd gone on about how we could be buddies, but nothing more. You, Emily Harper fumed, stomping her foot hard before turning and storming off. But she didn't walk fast, clearly expecting me to chase after her and beg. Except she never got that. Not until she heard Sophia Reed's I do from behind. Turning back, she saw Sophia Reed leap into my arms, glaring daggers at her. Sophia Reed's head nestled tight against my shoulder, her hot breath on my ear, her heart pounding wildly. In terms of looks and figure, Sophia Reed had Emily Harper beat hands down. I couldn't fathom why the male lead had been so blind to fall for that other one. Memories flashed in my mind. Sophia Reed had been by the male lead's side since childhood, but he'd always seen her as a little sister. In college, Emily Harper showed up in a white dress at a school gala, playing the piano with that pure, delicate vibe, and the male lead was hooked at first sight. Sophia, from now on, I'll love you properly. I'll make up for ignoring you these past few years. Don't hold it against me, okay? As a guy who'd been single for over 20 years, having this gorgeous woman hug me had me all worked up, so I channeled the original male lead's lines from memory. From now on, you can only look at me. No room in your heart for that other one. Maybe my distraction pissed her off because she bit my ear, her tone dripping with possessiveness. Ouch. Okay, from now on it's only you. No more Emily Harper. The pain made me promise quick, which cheered her up enough to lick the spot she'd bitten. Stop, not here. Everyone's watching. I pushed her away gently. We weren't about to put on an R-rated show in public. Come on, let's go meet my folks. Sophia Reed grabbed my hand and yanked me toward the distant parking lot. Just like that, I was whisked away in a daze, sitting in the back of a luxury car with Sophia Reed clinging to me like an octopus. The driver up front didn't dare glance back, probably fearing he'd get fired tomorrow for using the wrong hand to open the door. But the car wasn't heading toward the Reed family home. It was going to Sophia Reed's own villa. I looked at her curiously. Sophia, weren't we going to see your parents? Shit, don't talk. Sophia Reed nuzzled into my neck, inhaling my scent with a dreamy look, lifting her head with that flushed face. Seeing the blush on her cheeks, I got the feeling things were about to go sideways. Sure enough, once we arrived, she pulled me into the bedroom, approaching with obsessed eyes while I blinked innocently. Sophia, what are you doing? We're boyfriend and girlfriend now. Doing couple stuff is totally normal, right? Then she pulled me into a night of passionate, tangled intimacy. Brother, here's my credit card. You can spend whatever. The next day, Sophia Reed wasn't feeling great, so I got up to make her breakfast and serve it to her. As I headed out for work, she pulled out the car with both hands. My parents deposit $2 million a month for spending money. I haven't used much, so there's probably tens of millions in there. You don't have to worry about cash. She must have seen my question coming, then pointed to the car keys on the entryway table. There are a few cars in the underground garage. Pick one you like. Eyeing the lineup where nothing was under $1 million, I chose the least flashy Mercedes Maybach. I headed straight to the mall. I hadn't given Sophia Reed a proper gift for my confession yet. As for work, what work? With a rich girlfriend's card in my pocket, who needs to slave away like a chump. At the biggest mall around, I made a beeline for the Cartier counter. I picked out 2 matching watches, a couple set for him and her. Just as I was about to call over the salesperson to pay, Emily Harper walked in, with 2 girlfriends trailing behind. I glanced up but ignored them, pulling out the card for the clerk. Emily, is Alex buying you a makeup gift? One of the friends behind Emily Harper piped up first, eyes full of envy. Stuff in a place like this wasn't affordable for regular folks like them. They wouldn't even come here without Emily Harper leading the way. Emily Harper had still been pissed about yesterday, but seeing this, she just huffed coldly, already plotting how to reject me to get even. I paid and grabbed the bag, walking right past them without so much as a look at Emily Harper. Alex, what the hell is your problem? But instead of ignoring her, she stepped up to block me, looking confused. Seeing her my way, all indignant, I just smiled faintly. Don't you have Brandon Chase? If you couldn't let him go after all this time, what's the point of me hanging on desperately? Emily Harper frowned, clearly baffled. But I've let him go now, and I was ready to say yes to you. Why are you suddenly treating me like this? Because I realized you're unreliable. Who knows? He comes back one day, and you'd betray me in a heartbeat. I laid it out straight. Since we weren't together, no need to sugarcoat. What kind of person do you think I am? Emily Harper looked furious, like she couldn't believe her ears. I'd always been the one fussing over her, never saying a harsh word. For her, I'd stuck with Harper Industries, even when it was tanking, staying loyal until it realized 2 years later. Then Brandon Chase came back from abroad, and a few words from him flipped her attitude. That's when the abuse started for me. My resignation's with your assistant. From now on, we're done. Goodbye. I didn't bother saying more. She was just that type. The original guy's miserable end was mostly her doing on purpose. Got a rant here. What kind of hack writes this crap? Feels like the characters are all brain dead. Emily Harper didn't follow me out, but I vaguely heard her friends trying to calm her down as I strode away without a care. Back home, Sophia Reed pounced on me the second I walked in, hugging me tight. Brother, this feels so unreal. Her head buried in my chest, she inhaled deeply, murmuring softly. I finally pried her off and handed over the watches. Bought these for you with your card. You went out just for this? Thanks, brother. Seeing her eyes sparkle, I couldn't help but sigh. See? Spend her money, and she thanks me for it. Maybe it was habit from growing up, but she couldn't shake calling me brother. She beamed at the matching watches on our wrists, practically draping herself over me. After coaxing her like a kid to eat dinner, she eagerly dragged me to her parents' place. Since the Reeds only had this one daughter, lost for years before they found her, they spoiled her rotten. When she hauled me in announcing I was her boyfriend, they took it in stride, like they'd seen it coming. Facing their skeptical looks, I pulled out a printed agreement. Mr. and Mrs. Reed, this is the prenup I drew up. Take a look. After they read it, they eyed me with a touch of emotion. The agreement notarized Sophia Reed's premarital assets, had me waiving any claim to them, and most importantly, promised our first kid would take the Reed surname. For a mega-wealthy family with just one daughter, a guy like me, who didn't want their money and was cool with the kid being a Reed, was dream son-in-law material. They were just looking out for her, and the fortune couldn't go to outsiders. My promise of wanting only her, not the cash, warmed them right up. But I knew the score. I waived splits, but Sophia Reed would still shower me with it. With a terminal case of hopeless romantic, why worry about money? We had a great dinner under the Reeds' warm hospitality. Back at Sophia Reed's villa, it was another night of steamy passion. A week straight later, I dragged Sophia Reed to the office. I hadn't stepped out in a week. You know how I've been spending it? Let's just say my back was screaming. Sophia Reed gathered the staff and solemnly introduced me, saying to treat me like her from now on. The employees nodded eagerly. I didn't care what they whispered behind my back. Sophia Reed wouldn't let me out of her sight, so she stuck me with assistant duties. The original assistant sulked off to her desk to slack, eyeing me enviously as I fetched tea and water for Sophia Reed, only to get pulled in for kisses. At lunch, the little assistant felt stuffed and not from food. Sophia Reed leaned on me, whining about being too lazy to eat, so feed her. The assistant watched me tenderly spoon-feed Sophia Reed, wipe her mouth gently, and get rewarded with a 5-minute make-out. Having barely eaten, the assistant nearly hurled from all the PDA. All afternoon, she stared at her screen, dreading another lovey-dovey glimpse. How about we catch a movie? After work, Sophia Reed tugged me toward home, but I rubbed my sore back and suggested otherwise. We can watch at home. She insisted on home, shooting down my every excuse. Back there, well, you can guess. The next morning, staring at my dark circles in the mirror, I vowed not to give in again. But when she slipped into that new outfit that night, I shamefully caved. We settled into this routine of home and work, thinking it'd stay peaceful until Emily Harper showed up uninvited. Her haggard face said her days had been rough. Originally, with the male lead's help and Sophia Reed pulling strings behind the scenes, the Harpers would have weathered the crisis, but my arrival tanked that. This time, Emily Harper came begging for a partnership. I reviewed her terms. After Reed Pros analyzed it, if the Harpers survived, the Reeds stood to make bank. Nobody turns down money, plus she's the heroine, bound to bounce back. So I went along and agreed. Why me deciding? Because Sophia Reed held the pen, waiting wide-eyed for my say-so. Thanks. Emily Harper hadn't expected it to go so smooth. She'd pitched to tons of firms, all rejections due to the risk. But I knew the plot. She'd rise again, so partnering made sense. She gave me a complicated look, noting my worn-out face next to Sophia Reed's glowing one, then dropped her head, trembling slightly. Without a word, she grabbed the contract and left. Before I could ponder her deal, Sophia Reed yanked my arm, dragging me out. Looks like you still care about her. Brother, you'll have to be punished for that. We raced home, where she pulled me into the bedroom with reddened eyes. Wait, it's not for her. It's for us. Sensing trouble, I defended myself, explaining the Harper situation and the Reed's potential gains. Only then did the storm in her eyes fade. Brother, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. As she spoke, she slipped into her latest lingerie, and eyeing that tantalizing view, I lost control. This is your reward. I vaguely heard my back groaning. Good deed gets a reward, mistake gets punishment, ends up the same either way. In the morning, eyeing her satisfied face, I grumbled in protest. But when her long legs and fishnets paraded before me, I caved again. Emily Harper delivered, using the Reed partnership to crack the deadlock. In just over 6 months, the Harpers were back on their feet. Her old flame got wind and rushed back stateside. He staged a grand confession downstairs at her office. Sophia Reed and I caught on the newsfeed. Surprisingly, Emily Harper turned him down, pulling out records of Brandon Chase's wild life abroad. Brandon Chase was always a wild card, partying hard overseas, squandering the fortune Emily Harper had given him, then racking up gambling debts. This return was just to mooch more cash. The evidence left Brandon Chase pale, and he slunk away defeated. In a follow-up interview, Emily Harper called him out for bailing during her family's crisis, only returning now that she had money again. This clear-headed Emily Harper shocked me, but the real shock came next. On camera, Teary-eyed, she said she had to thank someone sincerely. He'd sacrificed staying by her side, giving up his freedom to give her and the Harpers a shot at rebuilding. As Sophia Reed's face darkened, my eyes widened in horror, the screen still blaring Emily Harper's voice. I want to thank Alex Turner here. Thank you for everything. I'll do whatever it takes to get you back. Her voice rang with determination, but I just felt a chill. Is that how it is, brother? Sophia Reed's slightly unhinged tone whispered in my ear. I quickly pulled her close, soothing her softly. After endless promises, she finally believed I hadn't done it for Emily Harper. But my freedom got curtailed big time. I couldn't leave her sight, even at work. Dates out were axed. Anything we wanted got delivered. To ease her mind, I agreed to it all. Seeing me orbit her dutifully every day, she relaxed after a while. But just as I breathed easy, Emily Harper showed up. Right away, she slapped an agreement on Sophia Reed's desk. This is the best I can offer. Let Alex come back to me. She said it with such earnest emotion, but I spotted the dark red flashing in Sophia Reed's eyes. Sorry, Miss Harper, but I think you've got it wrong. To keep Sophia Reed from exploding, I jumped in first. You don't have to explain, I get it all. But Emily Harper teared up, gazing at me lovingly. I was speechless. What kind of logic was this? Brother's mine, we're getting married soon. You should go. My quick stance kept Sophia Reed rational. She didn't have her tossed out, just stated it flatly. You've got people tailing Alex 24/7, restricting his freedom. That's illegal. Emily Harper doubled down, arguing fiercely with Sophia Reed. Whoa, Miss Harper. Let me clear this up. Sophia and I are mutual, and it's all voluntary on my part. To shut down Emily Harper's wild theories, I stated my position clear. What kind of hack author creates characters with these twisted logics? With Sophia Reed and me rejecting her, Emily Harper left reluctantly, glancing back every step. As Sophia Reed hugged me tight, looking blissful and ready to drag me home again, I stopped her. Sophia, there's still work to do. Then, how about trying it in the office? She pondered seriously, then locked the CEO office door. To crush Emily Harper's delusions, Sophia Reed and I quickly set a wedding date. When the news dropped, I heard Emily Harper trashed her office in a rage. One time, while Sophia Reed was meeting a client and I was alone picking wedding photos, a bunch of black-suited goons kidnapped me. When I came to, Emily Harper was gazing at me tenderly. I've finally set you free. I was speechless. Did she not believe a word I'd said? The drugs hadn't worn off. I was limp as she slowly undressed me. No matter how I explained, she ignored it, just staring with devoted eyes like I'd save her whole family. I hurt you so much. I don't expect forgiveness. This time, just let be my last memento. Afterward, Emily Harper bolted fast. Not long after, Sophia Reed burst in with backup, rescuing me. Seeing me, tears streamed down her face. She hugged me, so hard it hurt, eyes red. Back home, she bathed me herself, scrubbing over and over, washing and weeping. It's my fault, all my fault. We'll wash it clean. It's okay now, okay. Seeing her console me, or maybe herself, I soothed her for ages. For Guy, this stuff's no big deal, but to Sophia Reed, it was huge. Emily Harper's extreme move struck me as off. She wouldn't go this far unless. Sophia Reed unleashed hell on Harper Industries, yanking the partnership. The Harpers couldn't stop it, just delayed the inevitable. A month later, as Sophia Reed was about to topple them, Emily Harper called. It was an unknown number at first. Picking up revealed it was her. Alex, I know it's really back. Her opening line confirmed my hunch. Emily Harper had awakened, or rather, reborn. I treated you so badly before, and then you chose Sophia Reed. This time, you picked her straight away. Are you hating me? Her tone was calm with a hint of longing, like reminiscing. A rush of memories hit me. The original's past life, tangled love-hate for Emily Harper. You calling to beg? Wrong number. Emotions too messy. I cut it short. Alex, I'm pregnant. Our child. Leave Harper Industries be. Think of it as our kid's inheritance. I won't bother you. I'll just raise the child alone. My eyes widened, just once and pregnant. She must have planned it. Knowing we couldn't be together, she'd used this to tie me down. I hung up, silent for a long time. Sophia, call off the attack on the Harpers. Finally, I exhaled and told her everything. Sophia Reed looked shell-shocked, her eyes flashing that scary red. I haven't even gotten pregnant with yours yet, and she. Come on, back to the bedroom. Half a month later, Harper Industries weathered the storm, nearly collapsing but hanging on barely. Also, I spotted a double amputee beggar on the street, Brandon Chase. His ragged, filthy look almost fooled me. He didn't recognize me, just knelt begging for cash. I tossed him $5 and walked on. He kept bowing in my direction. No doubt Emily Harper's doing. The spark that split us in the past life. She wouldn't let him off. Reed Corp was basically under Sophia Reed's full control, but with tons of staff, she just handled big decisions. Despite the empire's size, it wasn't too hectic. We had plenty of downtime together. My bodyguards bumped to 10. Sophia Reed was terrified of another kidnapping. One more might break her. We picked wedding outfits together, chose the venue. A grand wedding went down, witnessed by both families. That night, Emily Harper texted a photo. Sophia Reed photoshopped out, me in tux with her in gown, looking oddly matched. "You're pathetic." I texted back casually. "We had wedding photos once too, but not anymore." Her reply came instant, but I shut it down. Sophia Reed was waiting. If she knew I was texting Emily Harper, my back would pay. Yanderes aren't scary. It's the repetitive punishments that get you. 3 years later, Emily Harper stepped back from Harper Industries, living off dividends, vanishing from public eye. I got a package, a paternity test. 3 days later, I drove to the spot, redoing the test with Emily Harper and the kid. My distrust didn't faze her. She cooperated fully. Results confirmed. My child. Weirdly, despite Sophia Reed and my efforts, 3 years no kid. Checkup said we were fine. Just no luck. Watching Emily Harper brazenly bring the kid to see me, claiming it was for father-child bonding. Sophia Reed couldn't stop it. Just fumed until they left, then dragged me off. Come on, bedroom. A kid? I refuse to believe I can't get pregnant. My back wailed again.